Coco Big Game, we got another banger. Oh, guy, this is the worst NBA player I've ever seen. Let's get straight to it. Bronny James, the worst player in NBA history.
I want to clarify one thing you just said, which is Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned this.
Well, I understand what everyone is going through.
Bro, Bronny has earned nothing.
The boy is this community.
Hands up!
Smith kick. Bronny James off
Thursday.
Yo, I should be.
So you hope that over that time, Austin gets that much additional time.
Bronny has earned this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
One of the most forced storylines, forced narratives in the NBA right now
Forced.
is the idea of Bronny James is an NBA player, and the idea of him being in the NBA is something especially admired, celebrated, and applauded by fans around the globe.
He's so
When, of course,
ass,
in
bro.
reality, Bronny James being in the NBA, it's a total PR move, reality stunt, and an ego booster on part of LeBron James. Because, of course, Bronny is the worst player in NBA history.
rush up the floor.
That's hilarious. Can't be that bad. Oh my gosh.
Bronny James for three. Ooh, he got pushed that time by Roddy. Here's
For a person who doesn't play much, he's got a lot of lowlights.
James all the way. You suck.
Now, that statement at face value, it might seem a little bit delusional, far-fetched, and it might come off as hating. But I'm here to tell you guys,
It's not- I'm telling you, it's not hating.
far-fetched, not stretching it.
It is
that Bronny
absolutely
James, in
just the
fact,
truth.
is the worst player of all time. As looking through
all time? Okay, I don't know about all time. Okay, he'll explain himself.
NBA history, individual seasons where players play at least 10 games. In all of NBA history,
Oh, 10 games, okay.
there are 23,008 such seasons. And if you take those individual years, ranking from the best PR to the worst PR, Bronny James on that list ranks 22,997th in
Oh my. That's so sad.
the bottom 1% NBA players all time.
This includes garbage minutes.
I mean, think about that for a second. Bronny James, compared to his peers right now
That
in
was
the
crazy.
moment, is the worst player in the NBA based off PR. But compare the entire
That was a
NBA's
good
history.
dunk. Fair. Oh man, this dunk was crazy. I don't even. This dunk
PR.
was nuts.
But compare the entire NBA's history, he's still bottom 15.
Okay, let me see if I recognize any of these players. Sharif Cooper. I remember him. Howard Card. Oh, isn't this guy on Orlando Magic? Nah, I remember Sharif. What happened to Sharif?
All time. And looking at that bottom 15, which Bronny James does fall in, out of the worst PRs of all time, ranked off field goal percentage, Bronny James
Oh
out
my
of
gosh. His field goal is 6%. This can't be true. This can't
those
be true.
players ranks 11th of 12. The only player in NBA history with a worse field goal percentage and PR than Bronny James this year is a guy from 1989 named Rolando Fiera, who played for
There's no way he's this trash.
the Blazers. So technically speaking, Bronny James, he's not the worst player in NBA history, he's the second worst. Because of course Rolando shot 5.6%,
That didn't make it better.
compared to Bronny James, who's at a respectable 6.3%.
James, guarded by Tyson, steps back.
Let's go home. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
Bro, that's just hating,
Now,
bro.
looking at Bronny's overall numbers, I mean, of course this guy's a bench warmer, plays garbage minutes, but his numbers even then,
Bro, you can't even help. Like, what is this? 0 points. Where did the 3 come from? It must just be 0.
are just absolutely horrific and shocking. And looking at these numbers, 0.3 points per game, 0.4 boards, 0.3 assists on pitiful shooting. I mean, if you watch this guy play on any given night, he looks like some person's nephew snuck on the court, got a jersey, and is playing for fun.
That's true.
And this guy definitively is not an NBA player and not deserving of a roster spot
100%.
in 2025.
100%.
And again, compared to his contemporaries in just this
Not even
season,
close. And he's the same height as Maxi. No excuses.
Bronny James definitively is the worst player in the NBA.
Hands down.
As looking at players this year,
Tillman. Okay. Oh my gosh. But he got injured, so that's fair. Dillon Wright, he got injured as well, but still. Tillman, Morris. Yeah, Morris is bench warmer.
Who take at least 15 shots per game. Bronny James ranks dead last, 458 off 458 at 6.3% shooting,
He's only played
totaling
one game.
1 of 16.
Still.
And here's the catch. The second worst shooter in the NBA is a guy named Adam Flagger. He ranks 457. And Flagger, despite being the second worst player, is still 10% higher than Bronny James.
It's like nighttime here, bro. It's so tough.
Come on, man. Damn.
If you're a quote-unquote professional NBA player, that's your job, what you do, and you're expected to have some offensive game. Going 1 of 6.
Like, you probably think, oh, maybe it's like Scoot. This guy's worse than Scoot. Like, way worse.
16 shooting, regardless of the minutes production, that on its own is absolutely abysmal. That's why people watching his G League games, seeing him score 15 points here, 20 points there, against guys who are nobodies will never make it in the NBA, and even the best players in the G League,
honestly, they probably let him score.
Are 10th, 11th, and 12th men.
Look at this fan. Look at this little virgin.
11th, and 12th men. So Bronny James having mild success in the G League, translating to the NBA, it's non-existent.
5. Bronny James.
Oh, they're gonna bully him. Oh my goodness. Horrible. Oh my
Bronny
gosh.
had it intercepted.
Horrible, man.
And Council.
This was a...
And even looking at Bronny's G League numbers, I mean,
Yeah, he had like 40
mid-tier
one
G
time,
League
right?
numbers, average G League numbers, 16 points per game.
16 4 for 2 turnovers. How are you having turnovers in the G League? 40% field goal.
Game under 40% shooting,
Disgusting.
abysmal from 3, abysmal from the line, with 2.9
Really,
turnovers.
Reed Shepard's averaging.
And
like
look, that's
30.
not
Come on,
awful
Bronny.
numbers, awful production, but you're playing in the G League. You're supposed to score, put up numbers, and show some type of potential for the NBA. What you have in Bronny James is a player who gets the shots, gets the minutes, the looks, gets the opportunity to perform at a really high level.
He's trash.
And the results, it's a mixed bag. Some good games,
No
some
bag.
bad games, and then some really bad games.
Horrible.
And look, not to hate too much, but again, the G
You gotta
League,
hate
you're
for
supposed
them
to
to get
score,
better.
put up
You have
numbers,
to.
and show
Bron
potential.
did him dirty.
For example, someone like
Should've let
Isaiah
him stay
Thomas
in,
off the
G
street
League.
yesterday scored 40 points in his G League debut. Isaiah Thomas, he's 5'9",
50.
hasn't been a great NBA player in quite some time. But this guy off the street for a G League competition looks
Wait,
like
wait, wait.
Allen Iverson 2.
He's 5'8", 5'9", and he scored 40 basically. And you can't do it at 6'2".
0.0.
Hired in the summer, first half, but now 10-9.
Bro.
Thomas is the other
Okay, don't even
two-way
die.
player. Thomas rising up.
Yeah, obviously there's a
And
difference.
looking at the highest scoring games in the G League this year, here's the top 5.
50, 12, oh wow.
A guy named Cam Spencer dropped 51. In this year's draft, he was picked number 53. You had Reed Shepard score 49
Yeah, he
points.
went
In the
crazy.
NBA,
Slow
he averaged
down.
3.2 points per
They,
game.
he did that and they called him straight back.
Terrence Shannon, a very good college player, dropped 47. In the NBA, he averages 1.5 points per game. Bryce McGowan,
1.5 is
46 points. In the NBA, he gets 2.3 minutes per game. And fifth
It just
place,
shows you the
you have J.D.
skill level,
Davison,
bro. It just
who dropped
shows the
46.
skill
But in the NBA in 3 years, it's a total of 25 games. My overall point is pretty simple. Players in the G League can put up numbers any day of the week.
Yeah, it's too
But in
easy.
the NBA, a lot of these guys are 10th,
That was a
11th,
crazy shot. He made that as well.
even
Too smooth.
12th men. So Bronny James not being half the players those guys are, and saying he has potential to be a great NBA
Half.
player,
Keep going, Noah.
I don't see it. And here's one last thing I'll say that I've said for a while. If you want to be a role player in the NBA, a very good role player,
Gotta be a good defender,
you have to
bro.
have one specific skill or trait
Defense.
that separates you from the rest of the pack. Someone like Ricky Counts,
Defense.
who went undrafted last year, his one standout trait is having bounce, having great speed, and athletic ability. Someone like Cam Spencer, Quincy Oliveira, their one unique trait is being knockdown shooters. For
Facts.
Bronny James,
He's nothing.
he's kind of a D plus C minus in really all areas.
F, bro.
Average ball
F.
handler, average defense, below
Horrible
average shooter,
defense.
and also undersized. So
Very.
that right there is the end of the video. And once again, I restate it. Bronny James is the worst player in the NBA currently,
Hands down.
and debatably the worst player in NBA history. As always,
Look, we're not hating, we're just telling the truth. He really is the worst player to ever touch the earth. Like, I probably could beat him. You probably can. But, hey, how do you feel about Bronny? Is he actually the worst? Comment down right now for sure. That's me. I'm out.